Remember Spider-Man's Uncle Ben? He bought that modest Queens house working as a rice packer in the 1990s. But today, even with Peter Parker's freelance photography income, he can't afford to buy in his own childhood neighborhood. If you're feeling the same way about homeownership, this isn't just you. Gen Z and millennials across top developed countries are facing the same wall. For decades, buying a home before 30 seemed normal, just like we saw in countless movies. But did you know the average age for a first-time homebuyer in places like the US, Canada, and the UK was 29 in 1980? Today, it's shot up to 38. Even superheroes like Peter Parker are living with their aunts well into their 20s. Why has this become the new normal? Home prices have soared way faster than incomes. Take the McAllister family from Home Alone, that spacious Chicago suburban house. Kevin's dad could afford it as a mid-level businessman in 1990. Today, Kevin would need to be a tech CEO to buy that same place. In many developed countries, houses now cost 6 times the median income or more. That's double what your parents dealt with. Even in cities where your folks settled, prices went up 65%, 150% in just a decade. So unless your salary magically doubled too, it's no wonder buying feels out of reach. College was meant to help you earn more, but student debt is holding many back. Even Tony Stark had family money to fall back on, but most of us aren't Starks. We're more like Peter Parker, dealing with real student loans and real financial pressure. The average student loan per borrower has more than doubled since 2007, now over $37,000. 39% of Gen Z and 60% of millennials say their student debt is delaying homeownership. Every extra $1,000 of debt means you're 1.8% less likely to own a home. There's now a real shortage of homes. Remember that spacious apartment from Friends in Manhattan? Monica's rent-controlled place is now a fantasy. Regular people can't even afford studio apartments there anymore. The housing deficit in top OECD countries is in the millions. When supply is this low, competition and prices skyrocket. Cities once seen as affordable, like Toronto and London, are almost impossible for first-timers. You're also making different choices than previous generations. Gen Z and millennials marry and have kids later, unlike the movie families of the 80s and 90s who seemed to have it all figured out by 25. Many prefer flexibility, renting, remote work, traveling. But it's not just a preference, it's sometimes the only option left when owning is unattainable. Some Gen Zers are buying, often with help from family. If your parents can co-sign or gift you a down payment like Bruce Wayne's trust fund, congratulations, you're bypassing some hurdles. But for most of us regular people, tighter lending, stagnant wages, and high costs keep ownership out of reach. And it's not just about houses. Rising rents mean even saving for a deposit is tough. But governments and financial institutions are starting to notice. New programs may help future buyers, but for now, patience, savings, and creative solutions like shared ownership or buying with friends are the keys. So, if your parents ever ask why you're still renting, show them the numbers. Even Spider-Man lives with his aunt. The game has changed and Gen Z is rewriting the rules. Want to change the system? Advocate for better housing policies, more affordable options, and fair lending. Your voice matters, and you're not alone in this struggle. If you want to understand more financial challenges through the lens of your favorite movies and characters, subscribe to Signonomics, because money problems are universal. Even superheroes face them.